In my last two videos, we took a look at the Osprey Raptor 14 and the Evok Hip Pack Pro 3. But if you've watched both of those, you may be left with the question, which one should I get? Well, today we're going to be talking about the differences between a full pack and a hip pack, or fanny pack as some people would call them. Now, although these are the two packs I have, this video is not necessarily going to be just about these two. This is going to be about the pros and cons of full backpacks and hip packs just in general, but we're going to use these as examples. So first off, let's start with a full pack. So with a full pack, the most obvious pro is going to be the size. You can carry way more stuff in here than you can a hip pack. And also your water is typically going to be more as well. So you're going to have more water storage and more stuff storage. On top of that, you're going to have some added protection in the event of a crash right here, right? And a lot of times, believe it or not, it's cheaper to get one of these than one of these fancy hip packs. So that could be considered a pro or a con. It just depends on which pack you're getting. So, but those are really your main two pros you're gonna get. It's gonna be added protection and it's going to be added storage, you know, and also you might get a few more bells and whistles like the helmet holder here and the tool pouch. So I'm gonna just throw that in there as well. Now on to the cons of this. The main con is this thing is hot and this thing is heavy. Now it might not necessarily be heavy depending on what you put in there, but if you have 3 liters of water in there and a bunch of gear, it's going to be heavy and going to be hot. And not only that, it's going to also feel restrictive. And here, I'll show you what I mean by that. So yeah, this pack fits very well when it's on properly, but something about it for me, having these straps right here, it just makes me feel like I can't quite perform as well as I would without this on. So if I'm at like a downhill park, or if I'm at like a jump park, I like to take this off because I just feel like I ride better with it. So it's those things. It's gonna be heavy, it's gonna be hot, and it's gonna be a little bit cumbersome. Now, on to the hip pack. Now the hip pack also has a few obvious pros, which is the main pro is that it's small, right? It's way smaller, it's more compact, it's lighter, and it's just cooler, right? Well, depending on who you ask, a fanny pack could be cooler or not cooler, but I mean temperature cooler, right? So in the summer, and I didn't really notice the difference until I actually got this summer, because if you put this thing on, your entire back is open. So you have all that extra airflow in there. Also, another pro is how it sits on you. It sits way low on you, right? So it sits, your center of gravity is not affected that much, and on a bike, it's still kept pretty low. It's not up there, and it's also not restrictive on your shoulders at all. And honestly, when I go to downhill parks now and jump parks, I just leave this on. Like I seriously do not feel encumbered by this one bit, which is something I really, that was honestly the main pro that made me get one of these in the first place. Was like, well, can I wear a pack and still feel like I can perform to the best of my ability? So those are your main pros. It's cooler, it's lighter, it's smaller, and it's less cumbersome. Now on to the cons. Obviously the biggest con is you can't hold as much in here, right? I mean, these things are way smaller, and yes, like I said in the review of this, can I put 3 liters of water in here? Sure, but it's not really made for that. I mean, it is, but the way the weight's distributed, if I'm gonna carry 3 liters of water, I'd rather take that pack personally. That's the main con. And also another potential con is this thing was pricey. You know, I got that on sale, like I said, for like $100, but this was actually more than that, and there's less material there. Now, yes, there are cheaper hip packs out there, but some of the nicer ones are kind of expensive for what it seems like you're getting. So that's a basic overview of the pros and cons of both of them. Now the question still remains, which one should you get? Well, unfortunately, there's still not really a clear-cut winner to that. And personally, if it was up to me and you just had infinite funds, I'd say get both, because I have both of them and I use them for different things. This one though, is my daily driver now. I wear this every time I ride, and I will wear this for long country expeditions. Like if I'm going out on a 12-mile ride and I gotta bring a drone or something like that, I gotta bring a lot of food, that's what this is for. But for every other ride under 8 miles or just like a day at the free ride park, I'm taking this. And for anyone apprehensive about getting one of these, coming from one of these, you think, wow, well shoot, you know, I carry so much stuff in here, I don't know if I can fit it in there. Well, that's kind of the point, and I was worried about that too. The point of these as well is to make you more minimalist. You think about, what do I absolutely need and what do I not need? And you can even do that with one of these packs, but having this forces you to slim down your stuff, and it makes it lighter even by making you just pack less. So you can actually make this lighter just by imagining this is all you had. So the space for me ended up not being a big deal at all, and I'm very comfortable in this thing. So if you were going to just buy one, I recommend getting this because you can't go wrong with this. Now, if you already have something like this, and maybe it's a cheaper one, you're looking for an upgrade, I recommend getting a hip pack because, again, for most people, you're not going to be doing 12-mile runs every single day, or really even that frequently, especially if you're just getting started out or something. This is honestly adequate for most riders, and I really recommend them. I think a lot of people, you know, there's kind of an apprehension to get these from maybe more old school riders, but I don't know, they're becoming more prominent, and there's absolutely a reason why. And so this one does it all. This one does most, and both of them fill each other's niches. So there's my 2 cents. Thank you for watching. That was kind of cool, but I like barely got. See you next time.